Hello, I'm Kathy Briner, and we're going to do a simple, basic chair yoga class. I want to attend to a couple of important things in terms of your chair, your seat. Your chair should be stationary and not sliding around. I have mine on a yoga mat, so you could put your chair against a wall or just check that it's not going to slide on you to make sure that we're really secure with our seat. And then we'll just take a moment to sort of adjust our posture. Yoga is considered sort of a mind-body practice, so we begin by recognizing that the mental aspect, your mind, your focus, is really one of the most important aspects of the practice. So we take our time, we pause, simply adjust your posture, and I might suggest that you close your eyes for the first couple of moments. And that just allows this internal focus that we want to maintain throughout the practice. When we close our eyes, we're directed inward. It allows us to adjust our posture, sort of feeling it from the inside out. We want to be focused and just absorbed really in this practice as much as we can for the next little bit of time. So as you close your eyes, feel that your feet are grounded. If you need to move forward on the chair so your feet are firmly resting on the floor. If you know you have issues with your back, you may want to give yourself some support back behind the chair. Typically we'll do this practice without leaning back. So the shoulders are over your hips and there's space between you and the back of the chair. If you'd like some support, adjust that. So with a firm pillow so that your back might be supported if you want to take a break from time to time to do that. So again, just taking a pause. We're kind of separating this time from the rest of our day. We kind of do this pause out of a respect for the practice and for ourselves. So kind of do a body scan. Feel your feet firmly on the ground. Feel your knees over your ankles. Your shoulders are relaxed down. Your shoulders are back over your hips. Typically we lean forward, so your side arms are next to your side body. If they're forward, you're leaning forward a little bit. Feel that your head has found that place that it's balanced on the top of the spine, so you're not sort of adding stress to your neck and shoulders. Maybe your hands resting on your thighs. And then, since we're talking about aligning, maybe align your mental state or your attitude just a little bit. Like think of something you're grateful for. Another aspect of yoga is how important it is to breathe. Certainly you're breathing, but as we adjust our posture and slow down, we're apt to breathe more optimally. So simply take your time. We're not hurrying. Maybe that's what we need more than anything, is just not to hurry for a period of time. So again, eyes closed, well aligned, feeling grounded, but rising tall, so the crown of your head is moving up. Let your elbows feel heavy, so your shoulders relax down away from your ears. And then just be aware that you're breathing. You feel the air moving into the body through your nose and exiting through your nose. You feel the coolness of the breath on the inhale. That's absent on the exhale. Tracking your breath just gives your mind a little bit of an assignment. And throughout the practice, your mind is likely to wander or think of something else. Minds are designed to have many thoughts. Just simply come back to being aware of your posture, noting your breath, and another couple of breath cycles as we kind of ground ourselves, steady ourselves to move forward into the practice. And then release your arms down by your side, palms forward, opening your eyes. Take a full breath in, your arms move up, your hands find each other, and just rest at your heart. So this is a common, it's called mudra in yoga. I think of it as my left brain and my right brain kind of coming together. So another full breath in and out, and then a great posture to do in a chair is to release our arms back, take the side of the chair and shift forward. So again, adjust your seat if you need to, but we're reaching back, so we're lengthening the muscles in the front of our chest, very important for good posture, and helping to decompress the spine to allow it to move a little more freely. Let's go ahead and release that and sit tall. Yoga should never hurt. You should feel very comfortable with what you're doing the whole time. So you adjust what you're doing so that's the case. We always ease our lower back into the practice. So we're just going to shift to the right and draw a couple of big circles on the ceiling with the crown of our head. The things we're doing here first, you can remember, it's really nice to do like every morning if your back is a little feisty sometimes. Just give your back a little time to warm up, doing some gentle stretches. Now we'll reverse the direction of the circle. When someone, speaks about back issues, their hand goes right to these muscles here at the base of the spine on either side. So those are the muscles we're moving here. Then we'll come back to center, shift forward, lift the chin and arch, inhale. Exhale, scoop out your abdominals and round. So in yoga, a lot of times we combine movement with the breath. They complement each other. So we open and expand on the inhale, we contract on the exhale. So another couple inhale and exhales. Again, still thinking about the muscles that support the spine, easing them into some more fuller movement. Good. And then sit nice and tall. So we'll start with taking the spine all the directions the spine goes. Again, combining the breath and the movement. It helps us stay focused. It kind of helps keep our head in the game, so to speak. So we'll inhale up, exhale, rotate to the right, arms extend. Inhale, center, exhale, rotate left. Inhale, center, sway. The spine does lateral movement. Use the weight of that arm. Stretching over, inhale, exhale. Inhale, now the spinal does flexion, so a little curl, like a little crunch, curl, that's forward a fold. Inhale, now place the hands in the sort of the outside of the waist, top of the hip. Let the elbows move in, keep breathing. I've stopped that inhale and exhale, but keep breathing as we pause and look up a little bit. So this is just a little gentle back bend. It's the way we go less often in life. So we'll incorporate a lot of back bends just to help our spine be more mobile in this direction. We'll do this sequence again. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, exhale, other side. Inhale, a nice lateral stretch, reaching. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, little curl, opposite hand to elbow curl. Now inhale, we pause here, so keep breathing. Hands on the seat of the chair underneath the shoulder. So we can arch back and look up. If this bothers the neck, you can do the same little arch back but lower your chin. We'll pause here for a bit to allow you to really press some weight into the heel of your hand. We do that for bone density benefit. Gravity is important. It's important that we use the bones to support our body. So you might just be very conservative. You might lift all the way up. You might walk your feet out. Just go to whatever level of comfort where you feel some weight in the bones of your shoulders and your wrists. That actually helps the body draw the calcium out of our diet and put it in our bones. Isn't that interesting? Release the hips back. Now to help decompress the wrists, reach up and back. The body wastes no effort developing qualities it's not called upon to have. That's the way I think of it. The body's very smart that way. Good. Go ahead and sit tall, moving into the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, reach wide. So from the back of our shoulder blades all the way to our fingertips. Now like you're turning doorknobs opposite directions. And then both palms up. Touch your shoulders. 2 big circles forward. And again, any shoulder issues, be very respectful. Yoga should never hurt. Do what you can. Tilt to the side like you could do one side and not the other. Just opening it up, a little side tilt, open and up. If your elbows can come together, go there. Your forearms the same. Now press, a little muscle work. Feel the upper back and shoulders working. Press like you mean it. Press up, pull down, wide, goalpost arms in, up, down, goalpost arms in. One more time. Up, down, open, and just pause, just hold. The weight of our body up against gravity is sufficient to develop a little bit of toning. Do this sequence one more time. Turn those doorknobs. Both palms up. Touch. 2 big circles forward, 2 big circles back, if that feels okay for your shoulders. Tilt to the right and open. Up, over, open, and up, in, press. Keep the elbows lifted, forearms together. Press the palms, wake up those muscles on the outside of the shoulders and upper back. Reach up, pull down, wide. Again, reach up, pull down, wide. One more. Up, pull down, wide, and just hold. Just hold and breathe. Full breath in, slow breath out. Reach back and pause. Feel that spine lengthening out. Feel the gentle stretch in front of the shoulders and chest. So important to keep these muscles long. And ease our way up tall. So maybe a little bit forward in a nice wide stance. I'm going to focus on some strength of the hips and a little shoulder mobility. We'll take opposite elbow to knee. So we'll go up and hold it. Inner thigh, you can feel how happy that muscle is about doing this. And then release. Now just shift forward to put weight in your feet. Your seat may come a little bit up, you may come all the way up, but feel these muscles. When they get hard and strong, you're strengthening those legs. So this is the hardest part about getting up out of a deep chair, is just what we're working on here. So we'll take opposite elbow to knee, hold it, inner thigh work, release. Ease your way up at whatever's appropriate for you. Ease your way down. It's that slowing down that works the muscle. We'll alternate elbow to knee. Pause. Reach. And lower. And again, even if you just press, you can come up or down, whatever is appropriate for you. That's the hardest part about getting up and down, is this initial movement. So we're working, the muscles get stronger just in the position you're working them right here. One more time each way. Hold it. We're holding it longer, because we're celebrating that we're not doing this anymore. Out. Up. Hold it. Or not. It's up to you. You're in charge. Other side with a pause. Good. Release. And just a moment here, just do empty shirt sleeves. Sometimes we're concentrating and we just hold tension unnecessarily. That's the nice thing about yoga. We're so focused on the sensations of the body that we carry that out into the day with us. So we don't want to waste energy holding tension without, unnecessarily. Okay, for the hip, largest surface joint in our body. Hips can be, we're just going to draw a circle with this right knee. So let's say you have a hip that isn't feeling so great today. You could just keep this lower or tap it on the floor. Let's say your hip is much happier if you're helping it move, because it's not very comfortable to do this. You can still get the benefit of sort of lubricating, reverse the direction of the circle, the fluid in that joint with this movement, however it works for you. moving in a circle, and what we're going to do now is moving side to side, so in toward the midline of the body and out. It works the weaker muscles that are on the inside and the outside of this hip joint. Stronger muscles, because with every step we take, we work like the quads and the hip flexors. The muscles on the side are very important for stabilizing us. If we fall, we often fall to the side. So we want strong stabilizing muscles in this hip, and the way we get them is doing this very fun thing over and over again. And I know it's not, so at any point just release. But this is a movement that is not that common in life, obviously. So we're working weaker muscles. In, okay, all the way out. Now, turn to the side, flex that right ankle, face your leg. Forward with a long spine, holding that ankle flexed to strengthen that joint. Maybe adding, interlace your fingers and reach up and back. So as we hold this position, we're stretching the calf. And the calf is tied into our heel cords, which are tied into the bottom of our feet. So this is actually a great stretch to ward off plantar fasciitis and such issues with our feet, even though it may not seem so obvious. You know, everything's connected. No stretches are really just for one area only. So stretching the front of the chest, lengthening the spine all the way down the back of this right leg, still holding that ankle flexed if you can. And then it feels like your arms pull you back up. Now reach for the floor with your right foot. Take your time, because the most important part of any twist is to lengthen the spine first. So we lengthen, and then we're just going to look back over to the left. So we can reach back with that left arm so we don't shorten our twist just by not giving us that space. That shoulder sort of leads the way, and then we look back over the left shoulder while that leg still stays reaching down, with the toes reaching down for the floor. And then come back facing center and just rest the top of your right foot on the floor. Now, you notice I'm practicing in bare feet. You can practice with shoes on or socks. Be careful with socks. You don't want to be too slippery in the surface. Yoga brings a lot of sensation to the feet, which can be very helpful for safe mobility and balance. You might have reasons to keep shoes on when you do this, so you judge what works for you. There is some benefit to working with bare feet, but you decide. And you can always do things and bring this right leg in, and then just like you're in a high heel shoe, you would never wear shoes that would put your foot in this position, I'm sure. My joke about this is Barbie did it, and look what happened to her feet. They got stuck, but it's a nice stretch for the fascia on the bottom of our feet. Release, very nice. So we'll do the same sequence on the other side, regroup. For this period of time, we're maintaining good posture, we're maintaining flowing breath. That's part of our mental focus we're working on. So now the left knee is drawing a circle that works a lot of different muscles, pass through this joint. Strengthening that joint in all directions. Again, help as needed. One side, especially with big joints like the shoulders and the hips, reverse the direction. One side is probably not just like the other, so let's treat each side in a way that makes sense for that joint on this day, at this time. Then we go in toward the midline and we pause, get the attention of that muscle, and out. So it's this precise movement rather than just sort of waving the leg around. It challenges the muscle just a little bit more. In and out, and in and out. Not the most fun thing, not the most exciting thing, but pretty valuable for stability in our core. In, now way out, reach out, flex the left ankle, turn to face the leg, long spine forward. adding this stretch, because every time we can lengthen these muscles between the shoulder blades, it's a very good thing. The eyes are in the front of our head. We look forward and down all the time. So that starts to change those muscles in a way that can really play havoc with our posture. We can counter that with the kinds of things we're doing now. Let your arms pull you back up. Reach for the floor. Very, very tall. Come up around. Look back over that right shoulder. Breathe. So spending, a certain period of time, go ahead and face forward and just rest on the top of your foot. Spending time just focused on yourself, your breath, your body. You want to be as focused as you can. Just practicing that is so much the value of the practice. What we're doing here is just kind of loosening up. Oh, the foot has so many bones and muscles, so complicated. Just putting weight on the top of the foot creates some space between the joints, which are more like plates in the foot. So again, yoga is about creating space for movement, ease of movement, a lot of it. So something as simple as this, and if this, you could have bursitis in a toe, or you could have something where this isn't so comfortable. Don't do it, or adjust where the weight is on your foot. Go about everything in a way that suits you. Come around again, that heel up very high. Our feet have to be strong and resilient and adaptable, really. Feet have to be adaptable because they handle so many challenges, bearing our weight, different surfaces, release. Now just make a fist with your feet and open. Just use the muscles in your feet. Picking up the circulation. Happy feet. Very nice. I'm all about the feet. We'll do one little simple swivel thing here. Feet together. Now walk them out with an exaggeration and then walk them back in. So again, lateral movement that's on the side is steadying movement, helps us stay stationary when we shift side to side. So in the ankles, think of the demand on our ankles. When we misstep, we have to have a very strong joint to stabilize us, and yet one that has a good range of motion. And that's, again, what we're working on here. So the repetition is for the strength or the stability. We have to kind of do it until it's not fun anymore, as if it was really fun, but get the idea. Strengthening this joint in this way. All right, and we'll come back. Last thing for the feet, if I can make myself move on. We're going to flex, point, flex, change it over. Flex, so it's just movement of the ankle, but the opposite direction, forward and back. Flex hard, point hard, flex hard. Flex hard, point hard, flex hard. Keep reading it, repeating it rather. It is that repetition that will strengthen this joint, and we exaggerate the movement to keep the joint mobile. Both really equally important for safety as we walk and move about. All right. And then we'll just take a pause. I do love feet. So take a pause, and what do you notice? Maybe you've noticed that we've stirred up kind of energy. We've picked up the circulation. We've worked the feet in a way that we probably don't often do it. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, reach wide, reach back, pause. Again, coming back to this position gives us a nice long position for the spine and lengthen the front of the chest with those muscles so that we're not curling forward. Full breath in, slow breath out. And then sit up tall. And then again, forward enough that you can be kind of firm with your feet, balance with your feet on the floor. We'll reach the right leg out. So left knee is bent, basically knee over ankle. Right leg extended, we sit up tall. So very tall, we're on kind of our sits bones. We inhale up, and we exhale, reach wide. This is like a seated warrior two, a Virabhadrasana two. So rather than slumping, we want to have a little bit of weight in our feet, just to wake up our muscles a little bit. We don't have to do anything more than be aware of our posture and hold a little bit of effort in good posture to strengthen our awareness, muscle memory. We'll soften the left elbow, let the forearm just touch, right palm up. Nice, long, slow reach. So as long a line as you can form down the right side of your body. Really reach, 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 and maybe look up underneath this arm so you're not curling or slumping down, but you're sort of lifting up and opening up. And then again, through the transition, let your arms be just as long as they can. Fingertips touch just toward the outside of this right leg. Palm up on the left, and then reverse warrior, it's called. So your ribs shifting out toward the bent leg. Stretching the intercostal muscles between the ribs helps us breathe more fully and more easily. And we'll go back and forth a couple of times between these two positions. So extended side angle, shoulders stay down away from the ears, beautiful. And then up and reverse the warrior. Let's do it one more time each way, just moving like a nice stretch throughout this whole transition. Now, when we go back to this extended side angle, pause here. If this next movement feels a little much for your back, go back with this forearm resting on the left thigh. Perhaps you reach up and we kind of just pull the muscles in toward the spine. Don't want to hold our breath or get too tense, but feel like we gather ourselves together in the midsection. And this is a little challenging for the back. The lower back is we're reaching, come out of it, it feels like too much, but this helps strengthen the muscles in all these positions. And we're going to very slowly isn't, it's a little challenging, but that's trying to find a little challenge here. Way up and ever so slowly over to the other side, and then just release the right arm down. Hold and breathe. Come up, beautiful. Shoulders to ears and release. And really release, like really let your shoulders and elbows just relax. Well, it'll come as no surprise. We have two sides. So we'll take the left leg long. We're tall. Think about your posture. Shoulders down away from the ears, shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. And we pause because we're not hurrying. We want to take time to kind of get every benefit of this position that it has to offer. So we soften the right elbow, forearm, palm up, as form a long, long line. So lower rib way up off that hip point on the left side, shoulder down away from the ear, maybe look up, reach. It's funny how we think about flexibility, and let's reverse the warrior here. Reverse it. We think about touching our toes or something simple like that as a measure of flexibility. That's really a very sort of narrow, that's just, your hamstrings. We want to have flexibility and mobility throughout the body. And moving in this way helps all the muscles participate and be long and more mobile. And we'll go back, reach, 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 pause. Again, feel like you're supporting the back, and if it's okay, reach up. We look like we're really reaching for something. We look like we're going for a pass or something. No, reach up, 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 up. Then this very slow journey, feeling the weight shift slowly from the right leg more to the left. And then we'll release down. Let's come back up. Come up straight on. And back to our warrior two. Good. And come in. Okay. Shoulders to ears and down. Let's come to the right side far enough that the knee is toward the floor. The hip is over the knee. So only the left hip is sort of holding us on the chair, but make sure you feel secure. Shoulders back, and to come into, this is a lunge. We're going to let our thumbs touch the top of our shoulders and bring our elbows up. You know, we so often work without really taking advantage. Don't go into a point where it ever hurts your shoulder. We want to use the range of motion that we have to keep it so the elbows are kind of high, framing our head, and then we'll lift our arms up. So we've kind of helped really go to the full, expression of this position. Now we'll shift forward and just press into that left foot. You can feel how this really works the muscles on these legs. And then as you shift back, look up at the ceiling between the hands. So we're just shifting forward. And again, you might feel your hips. If you really press into that left foot, your hips may lift a little bit. You're really working and challenging the muscles, particularly in this front leg. So again, we'll come here, hold it for a moment, press down, try to keep the arms aligned with the ears as best you can, don't force. And then as we shift back, sit into the chair, release the right leg out and just reach up and over into gate pose. Again, nice stretch into the left side of the body. And then last little posture here. There's got to be enough of you on the chairs, it's important. And then just reach out with this right heel. We can very much feel what muscles are working. So at any point, release the leg down. Beautiful, release. Okay, empty shirt sleeves. On our way to the other side. So now we have the left leg off, shoulder over hip over knee, heel up and back if that works for you. It's really, again, challenging the foot to have a stretch and a little strengthening work. Shoulders back over your hips. Let's work on releasing the arms up to use a range of motion so we keep our shoulders nice and mobile and open. And then we just take the weight forward of the hips and press down into that right foot and then shift up and look back. So we come forward and we're developing some nice strength here based on how much weight you are putting in your legs as we shift forward and back. So let's pause. Tall, reaching up, and then release the left leg out, up and over to the side. And release. Again, gotta have enough of you on the chair to be nice and stable as we reach out. And you could just keep the leg on the floor if this is too much. Breathe. Take a moment, kind of notice what you notice. It's good to just take pauses from time to time. We're more aware of our alignment, a little more aware maybe we picked up our circulation a little bit. We'll take the right leg. This is something called a bind, which is kind of interesting in yoga. So either, based on the attitude of your right hip, you can cross your ankle or you can cross the leg. So either one, ankle or leg crossing over. seated eagle. And you can kind of press or squeeze, whatever works best for you, but we want to press in, and then we'll come up and we'll do the left arm, cross the elbows over. Now, this may not work for you. You may just cross your forearm, that's fine. If you can cross all the way over, fingertips come to the palm, or just cross your wrist, or just hold your forearms together. It's fine. But we're very tall and we press. A bind. Got ourselves in a bind. When we are compressing our limbs together in this way, we're a little bit reducing the circulation in our limbs. That means we're increasing it or giving a little uptake in our vital organs. It stimulates our circulatory system. It's really important for so many reasons. Keep breathing. All right, open it up. Look up. Release down. Cross or cross again. Squeeze in. Post arms. Right arm on top this time. However it works for you. Forearms all the way through the elbow. Tall spine. Lift the elbows high. Feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Continue to breathe and hold and press your limbs into each other. For the benefits that we get in a bind. Go ahead and release. And let's reach back and hold. Ease your way back up. It's important, I think, to honor some of the traditions in yoga, and having a closing moment of rest is important. We live in busy times. This is a tradition in yoga that is becoming a little shorter as yoga evolves and changes as things do. But I think it's important to at least give yourself a couple of moments here of just of a pause again, the power of a pause. This helps us sort of set the tone for how we will be when we walk out into the day. So it's called Shavasana. A lot of times it's done, it can be done on a mat, on the floor. But we can also do it very, very nicely in a chair. We switch gears a little bit here though. Allow the chair to hold you. Get comfortable. I have not used that word yet thus far. Get comfortable. I suggest you close your eyes. I think that's important. Turn inward. And this is very brief. Your hands want to be supported. Your shoulders are released down. We're no longer working with even awareness of our breath necessarily or anything. Notice where your feet rest on the floor and let them enjoy this moment of not bearing your weight, relaxing your feet and your ankles and your lower leg. Let the warmth of your hands resting on your thighs encourage them to release their weight down. Feel your back, enjoying the support of the back of the chair now. Elbows heavy, encouraging your shoulders to move down away from your ears. Relaxing all the muscles in your face and jaw, softening between your eyes, even letting your tongue rest in your mouth. And again, maybe hold in your heart just for a moment a thought of something you're grateful for. And you could just be grateful for the amount of health that you have that allows you to participate in something like what we've just done. To wrap this this up, but I hope you feel free to sit in such a manner for just as long as you like. When you're ready, you will sit up a little bit taller. And you'll release your arms down and exhale. You'll take a full breath in. Typically, I like to close in this way. May we hope for good intentions and kind words and an open heart. And the word in yoga that is used as a kind of a greeting or a closure is namaste. Thanks for practicing.